Welcome to episode 4 of Hood Franklin. I'm Crafty Spaceman, and I'm here with Dat Mang, the co-host
What's up?
extraordinaire of
What's
Hood
up, Stan?
Franklin. How are
Hello,
you?
hello.
How's
Pretty
Chicago?
good. Had a bit of a storm.
Mm.
I guess we'll start out with that. This weather's been kind of nice. It was like really humid for a while, and all of a sudden it started storming. The day it stormed, I was waiting outside to go see Mac DeMarco for an event that he was playing at Ace Hotel in Chicago.
Beautiful
Which was-
transition.
Yeah, it was free,
Yeah.
which was amazing. It also sucked because I got online starting around like 7 o'clock. Didn't open till 9, and at one point it started storming, and I got drenched as a motherfucker.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That's so.
But here's the part where it gets lit. As soon as you get in, you find out there's free alcohol.
Oh,
So everyone's just being drunk off these Madres and mules and old style beer. And I Absolutely Not was the first band that played, which is pretty cool. And then Mac DeMarco came straight out. They like totally skipped Biz Marquee. He was supposed to play a DJ set. I don't know if he did. I just wanted to see Mac. So I got to see that. It was wild. Everyone's crowd surfing. Everyone's popping old style beer and just throwing at each other. The ceiling was so fucking like it wasn't very high. So when people were crowd surfing, they were literally touching the surface or the ceiling, and beer was just getting sprayed all over the ceiling. It was hilarious.
Okay, man. That sounds really awesome for a free show. Sounds like a great time.
It was on my Thursday. But yes, I was very excited. How things are with you, man?
I've been good. I've just been boring as usual, studying for my master's degree.
Oh, that's real.
I've also just been going through some family shit. Speaking of, do you remember how Crystal finessed her PS3 from that homeless man?
Did you finesse that? I didn't know.
So he wasn't homeless. They were on Craigslist. You know, shit was going rough. Everybody's finessed up. Do you remember how I finessed the Wii off those homeless people?
Oh, that was hilarious, though. Yeah, I remember that.
$35. He's like, you can't give me 40. I'm like, you said 35 on Craigslist, man. I really don't know what to tell you.
I totally remember that. I was there.
And so my cousin is trying to sell me his PS4, right? He bought it for $300 with 4 games and 2 controllers. He tried to get me to pay it back for $300.
Oh, are you serious?
Fuck that. I told him I give him $230 for the PS4 Grand Theft Auto. He agreed. Am I a garbage person for doing this to another person?
Yo, I'm trying to understand. Like, what? Why the fuck did he give it to you and all of a sudden just say like, no, I want my money now?
Oh, the homeless man?
Oh no! Oh, is this home? I thought you were talking about your cousin.
Oh no! I don't. He's not trying to give it to me. He wants me to buy it at $300.
Okay.
But he's willing to go to $230. And I just feel like it's like I'm scamming. Like I'm just finessing a PS4 off somebody for no reason.
I mean, you kind of are. You get it for $230. You could be a kind soul and just pay him half later.
Nah,
if you're a kind soul. You selfish.
Bruh, PS4 for $230? Really?
That's true. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I would take it, but I obviously don't have the opportunity. I got mine for $250, and it was a slim. I'm assuming this guy has like a legit like PS4.
It's the slim 500 gigs.
Okay. Yeah. I say $230 is pretty reasonable. If you want to be like, if you just want to settle it, ask him to take it for $250.
Fuck that. Let's I want to move on to something that we saw.
Okay.
Neymar, he's the Brazilian who's been getting more and more light skin over the past 7 years. A soccer player. He plays for Barcelona, right?
Yes.
He made this big drama about, will I stay in Barcelona? Will I go to PSG or Arsenal?
Some LeBron shit.
Yeah, like he was just dragging it out, making everybody pay attention. Good for him. Great marketing.
Especially for soccer.
Exactly, where there's like 400 people and no one really cares about most of these players.
Unless you're an international, but anyway.
And then he got $262 million.
Lit.
That's $250 million, and they pay. Oh yeah, but they pay real taxes in Europe. Still though, that's $150 million.
Shout out to Ronaldo though, trying to get away with that fucking invasion. Did you know about that?
Yo, why would you not? If you can, why would you pay taxes if you don't have to?
Okay, that's fair. I agree.
Hey, guess what? It's like what do they say? It's easier to ask forgiveness than to ask for permission. Fucking scumbag, messy, 5-foot asshole, billions of dollars, and then he just steals from everybody. And
that's so true.
So I'm thinking about American athletes, and just seeing this question I've been hearing everywhere: is any American athlete worth $262 million?
Fuck no.
I disagree. I completely and totally disagree. I think Tiger Woods at one moment was worth $1 billion.
He was like the top paid athlete, I think, at one point.
I think Wayne Gretzky was probably for a sport. I don't think there's any player who's just been so completely dominant besides Michael Jordan.
It's hard to say with Wayne though, because like at the time when Wayne was relevant was like the 90s. I don't even think you see contracts that big.
Yeah, I'm talking about the value you have.
Okay.
Because like for me, I wouldn't give Steph Curry that. I wouldn't give Westbrook that. I'd give LeBron and Kawhi that, without a doubt. I would probably give Harden that. I do think there's some. I think the Cavaliers. I'll just say it's as simple as this. I think your player is worth that much money if you leave the team and you go to any other team, you know they will make the playoffs. I think there's only 3 players that can do that in the league, and that's Harden, Kawhi, and LeBron.
Harden's a little bit debatable, but I can definitely see LeBron and possibly Kawhi. I'm reluctant to say Kawhi just because he's still relatively like young in the league.
7 years and he still hasn't recorded a triple-double. LeBron has recorded 24.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
But with LeBron, you also keep in mind you can build like that man. You can build a whole franchise about. Like that guy represents like your whole team. He's like Ronald McDonald. To like McDonald's in my opinion. Like you can't erase that image.
No, he's the king.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the point. It's like you can't take him away. Like that man, no matter where he goes, he will bring in all the money, the fans, and all the love. Like no matter what.
32 years old and still the best basketball player in the world.
Yes. And if people have a problem with that comment, I guess feel free to come at us because I believe it's very true.
Me neither. All right, man. And we're going to just move on at this point, get straight into the meat of this. What have you been listening to?
This morning I have been listening to Japanese Breakfast Club. Breakfast. Sorry. I don't know why I say Breakfast Club. I think it's just because you hear breakfast and you want to say club like the movie.
Yeah.
But Saw Sounds from Another Planet so far has been amazing. And I say so far because I was listening to this morning and I think I got like five songs in. I love the album cover. It kind of reminds me of Twin Peaks a little bit, especially with the font. It's just nice ambient music and kind of chill to your morning and like, mellow out, get stoned, I guess, if you know about that. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I need to finish it up. Other than that, just been listening to Mac DeMarco's old stuff like Saturdays and 2. But yeah.
You told me you re-listened to Birds in the Trap, right?
I was re-listening to that. I think that album has not left my phone mostly because I just know like it's like solid ride music if I just need something to play. I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
I would say that I definitely skip songs here and there now.
You told me you listened to this abortion of an album by this creature called Nav.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Tell me more about this abomination.
You know, we block it out for certain reasons. But yeah, Nav, Metro Boomin put out a mixtape called Perfect Timing. I decided to give it a chance because I was like, well, why not? You know, it's right there. And I was just staring at it. My God, was it terrible. It was just like, I don't understand the point. It was just him singing, being Nav with Metro Boomin beats. I'm pretty sure the only thing I really looked forward to were the beats. Everything about it was just trash. I do not recommend this mixtape to anyone. This to be fair.
Okay.
Just
Nav is like that other creature, Lil Pump. One of these. I don't even know what to describe these things as.
I don't know.
They have all of the ingredients, right, for a successful artist, except for the talent. They got the support. They got the production. They got the swagger, I guess, whatever you want to call it. They got the clothes. They got the hoes. But these niggas can't rap. These niggas got no talent. I don't. What the fuck? Why is Nav an artist?
Well, it's not even that. Like, I agree with you. Like, Nav is not that talented. He just knows a lot of people. But like,
that's what it feels like.
Yeah, but to like say that Lil Pump is like kind of established, I disagree. Because I still think he's very underground and like, you know, SoundCloud based still.
Oh, I wouldn't say he's established. I would just say that he has a structure for his music that is, let's just be honest, he's into that, like, you know, that Florida Denzel Curry scene.
Yeah.
Space Ghost Curry bullshit.
Space Raider Clan. Raider Clan.
Space Ghost Curry.
Space Ghost Curry.
Space Ghost Perp, Denzel Curry, Amber London, all that nonsense. But he can't rap.
It's pretty obvious. Let's be honest though, the kid's 16 and popping Xanax like fucking candy. That dude definitely will not be rapping for very long.
I heard that. I was listening to Adam off No Jumper. He was telling me, he's like, yeah, I think there's any moment he's not been on Xannies. And I'm like, you're 16 years old.
Yeah, I heard that too. I forgot which podcast it was. It was someone who works with him. But yeah, it's really sad, isn't it? It's like, so this guy's just drowning himself in Xanax. Oh, it was with a Smoke Perp interview. That's what I was.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah.
All right, man.
Also, checked out Autobiography by Vic Mensa. I actually enjoyed it a lot.
Okay. So let's talk more about that album, man. That's an album that
it caught me off guard.
Obviously,
I'll say that.
It's not going to come to the highs of Internet Tape. Frankly, I didn't like it as much as his last EP, There's a Lot Going On, or those two EDM influenced songs like Driving Me Crazy with Kate Trinata and Down on My Luck. And I don't know how to say this because I feel like we talk way too much about J. Cole.
Oh, we definitely do.
But the self-seriousness that comes from this album is kind of ridiculous. It's kind of bordering on. Chance seems to me like the angry kid who's got a chip on his block, right? And he refuses to ever relax, to ever smile. Like it just. I don't know what else to say. It's too serious. It's too like.
Are you talking about Vic or are you talking about Chance?
I'm talking about Vic.
Okay.
It's too serious. Like he needs to relax. Smile, nigga. Shit. Like I'm sorry. Like you are one of the most successful human beings on the face of the planet. And I listen to this music, and it's him talking about how terrible everything is, or him treating women like shit.
Yeah, that's kind of true. There was some song like Homewrecker.
Homewrecker. I love the beat. I genuinely believe he took the Big Brother drums. Like it sounds like a sample. But except for
think it does too, but who knows?
And except for that terrible Weezer vocals at the end, the song is great. But you listen to the lyrics more and more, and you're like, this nigga's an asshole. He's just shitting on this girl for being angry that he cheated on her. I'm like, what? And then he's talking about feminism and Black Lives Matter. I'm like, that's wild and inconsistent, but whatever. And then I like the length of the album. That was one part. I felt like it's very cohesive. It's very, very well structured. And the production is clearly the highlight of this album. It's so well produced. Even that song, Down for Some Ignorance, I didn't think that he could ride the song successfully. You know me, like I don't like trap influence, Mensa. Yeah. You mad? That song was all right. You got a Kanye verse, congrats. But it was just mediocre to me. I feel like this album, Vic is clearly showing the talent that he has. I just feel like if he was just more relaxed, he wasn't so focused on being he just seems like he's trying to be an asshole. And it's not convincing. It's not convincing. I like the album, but he needs to just chill a little bit.
Okay, well, here's my thing with it. I thought the highlight of this album was the lyricism, just because you don't get that a lot from like these types of albums where they try to get experimental with production and you actually pay attention to the lyrics to a degree. Like I actually paid attention. It was kind of nice.
Yeah. That's something to say.
Yeah, and like when just hearing about it and like kind of like talking about Chicago the way he does, I enjoy it because I don't get that feeling from Chance at all. You know, like Coloring Book was nonsense. Just in my honest opinion.
Like, I want to give you guys, it took them less than 45 seconds to start talking about Chance. But keep going.
I'm just saying, I'm going to play this over Coloring Book, bro. Like, that's just how it is. I don't know. I appreciate it a little bit more. Yeah, he's a little bit more serious. But I think I appreciate the seriousness because someone is not really doing it. And people are always talking about how J. Cole makes like serious music all the time. And they always like dick ride him like he's like some god, you know. I just don't really appreciate him. To me, Vic made an album like, oh, it can be about something like a more, I guess, like deeper topic, but with an interesting constructed album. You know, I don't get that from most of these conscious rappers nowadays.
I think that I feel like our generation doesn't necessarily listen to the artists that are considered lyricists. So they see people like J. Cole and Chance the Rapper as the lyricist because they don't know about Brother Ali. They don't know about, Royce the 5'9". Yeah, they don't know about Joe Budden or Slaughterhouse, and they don't care. They never listen to Sean Price. They never listen to Run the Jewels. There's Odyssey. There's so many actual lyricists. So that's why when people call Big Sean a lyricist, I'm like, nigga, what? I don't fuck with you. Isn't lyricism? It's hilarious.
Big Sean's like lyrical in his own way. He just raps really well. He's a good freestyle rapper. Yeah, he's got that. Yeah, he's got the juice there. Like you can't deny that, man.
But yes, and let's talk about some of the doo-doo bars. Doo-doo bars on this album. Sometimes you can tell that Vic is trying to finish the song, and you'll hear lyrics like a puppet in Geppetto when you know I'm a snap. It's just this. I will give him this. It feels like me to like Vic is on the he's on the precipice of making a great album again. He just needs to, be a little bit more focused on the lyricism and less on the doo-doo bars. And we also do have to talk about something. I'm not sure if you heard about this, but Vic Mensa was releasing an album, right? He spent his entire promo run slandering DJ Academics. I get it. Slandering DJ Academics is hilarious. Everybody does it.
Oh, it's so funny. Are you kidding me?
But who's talking about Vic Mensa's album? I haven't seen anything about his album. All I've seen him is slander Academics. And I feel like, and you listen to this album, it's so different from the hatred and the anger he has from Academics. And I'm like, imagine if you just talked about this album for the past 2 weeks, maybe everybody else would be focusing on it.
Well, it depends. Like I was listening to Hannibal Buress' podcast. He had an interview with him. They talked about the album. Obviously, they touched on the Academics, but It did cover most of the album. So
Oh, okay.
I think it depends. Like, I think in the context that where people are just like interviewing him, they're always going to be asking him about academics, because let's face it, it was hilarious to hear him.
But he brings it up as well.
Like
he was on Jesus and Mero, right? And then they asked him to put a little rainbow. That's the thing you see anytime Jesus and Mero releases a clip. They put their guest have a little rainbow. He doesn't say anything about his album. Guess what he says? Fuck DJ Wacademics. Guess what you see when you go on the YouTube? Fuck DJ Wacademics. You wouldn't even know Vic Mensa has an album. I'm done with this. I don't care about Vic Mensa. All I'm saying is this. I don't understand. I hope Vic makes better music because I enjoy this album. I just think he can do better next time. And
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it was fine. I think he can do better next time.
Yeah. It's definitely like off. It's gonna be off my iPod, my iPhone soon. I almost said iPod, but
I listened to it 3 times. I'm over it.
I think I listened about the same.
Yeah.
I haven't had much heart to really go back into it. I'm definitely trying to find other things to move on to now. But I'm not mad at it. Like I said, I'll definitely choose to play this over Coloring Book.
For sure. I don't know. I feel like Coloring Book, that album is iffy for me. It's really a mood album. Like if I'm super happy and like I want to clean or something, I'll listen to the first half. But I can't get through that album. I want to delve into some more of what I was listening to this.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I listened to Slow Hollows. This is it's indie band from Los Angeles with these really young kids.
Okay.
And it is one of those albums that just flows so freely. It's 10 songs. Every song's under 5 minutes. It's 80s influenced guitar music. There's barely any vocals. This is just the shit you want to drive to, the shit you want to do acid to. It's incredible. This is probably my favorite independent rock release of the year. I love Rex Orange County, but I really don't think that's rock music. That's whatever it is. This is just, and they have another album, of course. I think this album came out in 2015. But yeah, this is an album I would recommend to everyone, especially. And I really want to talk to you guys about this this one song. It's called Watch This Movie. Watch This Move, and it is probably the most relaxing song you've ever heard in your life.
Sounds like a fucking rap song, but
that's what I thought. Like you like all of the lyrics are so aggressive, and then you listen to the album, and you're like, damn, life is good. That's one of those albums. It just makes you feel like if you listen to indie music for the past 2 years, you've been noticing a serious decline in the quality and quantity of releases.
Yeah, the indie music definitely has declined a lot, and I also blame it on the incline, the up climb of rap all of a sudden, because now it's all over the radio. It's like just dominated everything.
But this type of music wasn't necessarily on the radio to begin with.
And I agree, and I totally get that.
I think rap music is now dominating the culture more. Because I remember the Dirty Projectors album that came out this year. That's an R&B album. It's just fundamentally an R&B album, and I don't think that could have happened 4 years ago. All these musicians, I feel, are like, if you listen to a lot more music nowadays, indie music, if you listen to something like Imagine Dragons, they essentially take the vocals of independent songs and use the beat structures of hip hop.
Well, here's another thing too. I think it's just a trend. You know how like pop rock was like a huge thing for a while?
Yeah, like Katy Perry.
But before that, rap was really popular as well.
Get that laffy taffy.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it just went in decline because you got trash all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I think we just got trash, rock bands at the moment. I think it's gonna come back at some point. I don't know when.
To me, I look at hip hop, right? And I look at how this thing started in 1979. and it's still this popular. Like every young person still starts with hip hop. I feel like the difference between, and I want to talk to you more about this later because I think because the fact that hip hop is a culture, it's not just a music form, allows it to constantly reinvent itself. And then make it even more relevant to everybody else.
But can we not say that rock is like his own pop culture? Not like has his own culture as well. I mean, I don't think it's as strong because
I don't think so.
But I think it's because a lot of the younger kids nowadays are more into hip hop. Because back then, a lot of kids got into that rock culture as well.
I wouldn't say rock culture. I would say punk. I would say punk is the only part of rock music that had a culture like hip hop. Like you dress like this, you go to these places, you talk to these people. This is
that's
part
true.
of your life. Yes. I wouldn't say nobody's doing that for bluegrass. Nobody said I'm a folk ass nigga. Like that's not how it works. But people, they will tell you. I like I'll give you this. Remember when everybody used to dress like Young Jeezy? Giant. That's my point. And then guess when everybody started dressing like them jerking niggas. And then remember all those white boys in LA who look like Odd Future? That's culture. All these dances, all these meme videos, the fact that Lil Yachty can slander, whatchamacallit, B.I.G., yet the #1 album of the year, Kendrick Lamar. So I'm gonna just say, I think hip hop is relevant because of its culture. And let me just run down some more of the music I listened to this week. What's the last time you listened to a Nas album?
It was Illmatic. It was right before I graduated.
For sure.
That was probably the last time, yeah.
Have you listened to any other ones?
No. I don't know. It's not like I hate Nas. I just don't really venture into his music realm too heavily. So I'm just gonna leave it at that before I get slandered hella. But this is how it is. Like,
yeah, that's life, man.
Yeah, like I don't hate him. I think his music's like pretty good, but he's like not my favorite, like my absolute favorite, like rapper artist. That's just how it is.
I feel like because I grew up in Sacramento, and you really don't have a choice. You listen to rap music, or you hang out with the white kids, and you don't listen to rap music. And then the white kids all listen to rap music as well. It was just everybody listened to rap music, and I listened to this album. Like, this is one of those albums you realize you know every single song before you've even heard it. Just through your life, through all the movies I've seen, through all the TVs. Almost every one of these songs I've seen in a black movie or TV show. And I was listening to this album, and I was like, this album, you listen to Illmatic, and it's hella just gritty and just aggressive.
No ID beats everywhere.
This album is the complete opposite. It's not the complete opposite, but it's so shiny and well produced.
It's so shiny.
No, it's like not okay. I don't like the beats as much as Illmatic, because the beats on Illmatic are perfect. They're just perfect. But it was written. Nas essentially sells out, at least to me, in the best way I have ever heard someone sell out. He sells out using all these bad boy ass beats. He has Dr. Dre writing the 4th song. He has Lauryn Hill singing the hook on the last song on the album.
Oh damn, that's real.
People shit on this album, say Nas sold out. If this is how you sell out,
this is how you sell out.
Sign me up. I want Dr. Dre on my album when I'm selling out. I want Lauryn Hill singing all my hooks when I'm selling out. Shut the fuck up. This Nas album is amazing. Matt, check it out. This is honestly, I genuinely enjoy listening to this album.
All right.
And yeah, oh man, it was just so good. And I got 2 more artists. Hold up. I listened to Dirt by Ray Black.
Yeah, you mentioned her.
Incredible British artist. She sounds like Aaliyah, of course, but her music is a lot more different than Aaliyah. It doesn't focus. Her music isn't, but it doesn't sound like Timbo. It's more of that futuristic British R&B shit that you love. A lot of garage, a lot of 2-step, but her vocals are so amazing. I check out everyone listen to Honey by Ray Black, RayBlk.
I'm not gonna lie. It's funny to hear you say garage or like I haven't heard those terms since like 2014, bro.
Yo, man, it's honestly, she really reminds me of Craig David.
Okay.
And the production choices she likes.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. That type of music, something I've been like falling out of. Like I remember the rise of Clean Bandit and all these other bands that sounded very similar, and I was just like, I'm over it now.
The pop house trend. That was fun for 4 days.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we're gonna talk about 2 more artists before we head out. Stillness. Actually, let's talk about the Ray Shremmerd single.
Yes, because you sent that to me this morning. It was so good.
What the fuck?
It was so good, dude.
Bruh, Sway Lee he just has this. He just has these in the vault.
Yeah, probably. I could definitely see that.
When did Sway Lee become the boss of this shit? This song was so effortless. He didn't give a fuck about anything. And you listen to Slim Jimmy, who's actually, I like Slim Jimmy. I'm gonna just say it right now. After Shrem Live 2, you really can't say shit about Jimmy. Yes, he can't sing like Sway can.
But he can rap.
He can rap. He can really, and he's just so much fun. He brings that energy and the charisma. You know, like Sway Lee's like,
yeah,
he seems like a nice guy. So Jimmy seems like he slapped the shit out of you. He's like he's the hoodlum of the group essentially. And the hook. This is some unicorn ass bullshit, and I really really enjoyed the song.
Yeah, I did too. Like that Mike Will beat was just like perfect for this. Slim Jimmy, I've always had like this thing about like, okay, he's there, he can rap. I didn't know what else he really brought to the table. Sway Lee was clearly doing it all, but like he holds his own, and I respect that, and I definitely enjoy the song. So, who knows? We might get like what I'm assuming another album sometime next year. This year,
I'm thinking this year. They've been wild consistent.
I'm gonna be honest though. I need to like take a look at like Shrem Life 2 again. I honestly listened to it and I thought it was like okay. I wasn't like in love.
Oh, okay. I really like Shrem Life 2. I think Shrem Life 2 is low key one of the most underrated albums that came out last year.
Yeah, and like I'm not sure. Rap. Yeah, I think it was just the tone of it because, you know, when I listened to the Ray Shremmerd, it was like, I want Shrem Life 1 almost. But I'm down to, like, take a look and see how they evolved as people, I guess. Also, Black Beatles was just overplayed on the radio, on rap radio for the longest time. I was really over it. Like,
I was happy with them getting the hit single because, let's just be honest, they released so many hit singles from the first one that should have gone number 1. But,
I agree.
Yeah. The production on this song is so effortless. Like Mike Will, he to me is the reason why I like Mike Will as a producer is he doesn't treat his beats like these other rappers. You know, the dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Every single Mike Will beat feels special. It feels crafted, and he's not a beat maker. He's a producer. When you niggas understand that, you'll learn.
Well, okay. Now here's my question. That's funny you say that. I forgot to mention. I was checking out like Higher Brothers, like those Chinese rap group from like China.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it. Just like slipped my mind when you mentioned.
We should talk about that. But that was problematic.
Yeah. So I listened to the album, but do you know what I noticed? They're getting beats from like Molly Raw and like all these American producers, and it just occurred to me. I'm like, these guys just have hella money and just paid them just to rap over and then put it on their trash album. Like I fuck with one song. I guess I support that fact that like Asian people are actually doing something in the rap industry or, you know, rap culture in this sense. I also don't appreciate the fact that they're tryhards. Everything felt so tryhard. It was like, dude, you're not even real. Like everything seems fabricated.
Your music shouldn't sound hilarious to me. I'm sorry. Like it's the difference with this is the reason why people like Rich Kid because they can take him serious, and they can take him unserious. But I feel like a lot of the Chinese music I listened to specifically only from Higher Brothers, it felt like they were trying so hard for me to take them seriously.
Exactly. That's how I felt too. Is like, I don't need you to sell this idea that you could be possibly slipping lean and like doing all the other shit that people do in a rap game. Like, I can care less.
Yeah, like this is rap. You just, let's be honest. You need to be cool first. I need to fuck with you and your flow and your lyrics.
But it's just clear to me that these people just bought their way in. It's like, oh, we can afford a studio. We can afford these clothes. We can afford to wear dreads around China and not, have someone talk shit about us. It's like,
okay. Yo, if they want to buy their success, let them. That's that shit.
Exactly. But seeing the beats that they bought, I just thought it was hilarious. You made that like comment how Mike Will is very careful with his beats, and it's true. I definitely believe the same thing. He doesn't give them out to everyone. It's not like you see Joe Budden rocking around with a Mike Will beat all of a sudden.
Yeah, but Joe Budden on a Mike Will beat would be awful. I just don't like. I don't want him to just talk about how he's trapping on these niggas and go yeah. Like,
no, okay. We're on the topic of producers. Let me ask you: who's your favorite producer? Who's like kind of like risen so far, like this year, last year?
At the moment, production wise, I would have to say Murder on the Beat.
Dude, Murder on the Beat's mine too. He's hilarious. I fucking love the tagline mostly though.
I like his production a lot. For me, the main reason why I really like Drake's music is the production. I think Drake has one of the best ears out there. And you listen to the production on More Life, it outshines the rappers.
That's true. Yeah.
Just, and then the Butterfly Effect song he did.
Oh yeah, that song is just amazing.
He just took Travis's essence. He took Made Into You. He took the A-Team at Backyard and made a perfect song. You can't even hate on him.
Murder on the Beat. So it's not nice. That shit is so fucking. Every time I hear it now, I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be fire. He's definitely one of those producers that just came out, and I really fuck with his whole vibe. I think he could possibly blow up.
Oh, he already has. He's been working for 3 or 4 years in the background with Thug.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. Him and Lil Duke. Basically, he's been working with a lot of these ATL goons, but he's from Toronto, I think. Don't quote me on that. Yeah. And then my favorite up and coming producer is definitely Pierre. The Magnolia beat.
Hey, Pierre, wanna come outside?
That shit. God damn. Oh my fucking God. The Magnolia beat is so perfect. That you listen to that song once and you understand immediately. You either hate it or you love it. There's no in between. Because that could be the most annoying song you've ever heard if you hate. Or if you enjoy good. Yeah, actually, I can see why everyone would hate that song. But it's so good.
My thing with Playboy Cardi is like it took me a while to get into it, but once I did, I was like, this is totally like I can rock with this, especially that Magnolia beat. And Pierre has a couple beats on that tape. He's also had a beat on another song that I just listened to recently. I can't think of the name, but it was just as good. Like you're right, he's definitely gonna be one of those up and coming ATL producers, and I'm pretty sure he's from ATL. Most of these producers nowadays just from ATL. I don't think they're.
But I don't think we're both sure, so don't quote us on that.
Well, I've just noticed that it's either coming from ATL or Toronto.
Well, because those are the music. That's the music that will get played on the radio. You get a Drake beat or Issa album. No, because go to. Have you ever? I've always liked seeing the difference between Spotify and Apple Music. Apple Music, clearly, because it's run by Dr. Dre and IOV, right? As the more hood music, it's got Cardi B, 21 Savage, whatchamacallit, SZA with Love Galore. Perfect album. You go to Spotify, it's just Despacito. And it's just, I like seeing that
disparity.
Difference. Exactly. Seeing what's actually popular and what's popular with the white people.
That's what I noticed. The catalog of like rap music was definitely a little bit more deeper on the iTunes. But you obviously have to know what you're looking for too at the same time.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you might not know it, but you might find like a Gangstar tape for some reason. It's hilarious.
Honestly, I would love to. I should listen to Gangstar and P-Rock today.
I was actually doing that last night a little bit. I was just playing some Gangstar, playing some Overwatch, just killing people.
Yeah. All right. I got one more album to kick, okay?
All right.
You told me about Lil Sims. I think in school.
Yeah.
I ignored you because I wasn't listening to these grime rappers. Bubble club, in it. Grime them. But I was just like, this nigga, I'm not doing this. I waited 2 years and I listened to this Stillness in Wonderland. Wow.
She paints a portrait.
She is fucking talented.
She paints a portrait, dude. She's good.
Wow. I really, really enjoyed this album. Stillness in Wonderland was just a slap in the face. You can't expect how good this album is. Yes, it's too long.
Oh yeah, it is very long.
Yes, the production goes way off the rails for the last 6 songs and doesn't really match the 90s aesthetic that she's trying to build with a lot of the songs.
But wings.
Exactly. She is such an incredible rapper. And the fact that she's one of the first few British artists where the grime accent doesn't make me want to take a pickaxe and stab myself in the eyes. Like, it's so clear and consistent. And the way that she uses her vocals, she's not super melodic like all these rappers. She can sing the hook, but she lets other rappers sing the hook. She that one song with Sir where he essentially sounds exactly like BJ the Chicago Kid. and I really like the fact that, to me, she reminds me of, I know they're both women, this is problematic. She reminds me of No Name. If No Name wasn't as reserved. She's a lot more adventurous. She's a lot more willing to do things with sounds that I frankly haven't heard in America in years. I liked the fact that she had a lot of different production choices. But it does it's too unfocused. And it kind of ruins the album at the end. But besides that, I really enjoy this album and I think everyone should check it out.
Yeah, that album I've listened to for a long time, but Austin and I really picked up on her. It started with that song Intervention she had. It was clearly okay, I'm from the UK, I make grime music, and I can rap because I'm a female rapper and I can rap. That album was very cohesive and it was very thought out. It was very complicated and complex, but it was very enjoyable. You just have to kind of sit down and take your time with it. It's just something you can't really just just run it through and just they say you're good.
You got to work through it.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's kind of, I put on the level of listening to to Pimp a Butterfly, dude. It's that complicated.
Oh wow. Okay.
She has a lot of lyrics that she says a lot, so it's it's hard to catch all of it. So that's just my take on it. I probably one of the reasons why I haven't really dipped back, gone back to it.
All right, man. Well, I really, I wish I'd listened to you earlier. That's all I can say. It's a great album, and you should definitely check out what Lil Sims has on the future. I think she's a talented vocalist, a better rapper than she is a vocalist. That's what we want from rappers. Supposed to be rappers. And yeah, man, I really like the fact that there's British artists like her, like Stormzy, like Dirt, who are still able to keep their British identity, but make music that can hit that line pretty well.
That's true. But yes, very, very happy. Also, side note, Lollapalooza is going on, and I'm trying to avoid that mess. So you will not catch me there.
All I've been hearing about Lolla is this person's stage show got shut down. It's raining way too much. All the tickets. Lolla just sounds like a clusterfuck. I'd rather go to Afropunk or FYF. But that's just,
dude, Afropunk this year looks so lit in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Oh my
exactly.
God. You can just go get fucking jerk chicken. That's it. Anyway. let's we're gonna end this. This was I think this is a great podcast.
Episode 4.
Episode 4 Redux. Where can we find you?
At that Mang on Twitter. What else? Wasn't close. And on Instagram. That's it so far. And then Drop Official's coming very soon. I'm trying to get that domain going. Been in the print studio getting a lot of work done. So hopefully I'll get that running soon.
For sure. You can find me at Crafty Spaceman on Twitter, and make sure you watch out for Matt's drop. You're gonna be very, very excited about these new clothes. And thank you everybody for listening to episode 4 of Hood Franklin. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah. See ya.